If you didn't see part one of the tier list, make sure you go to Black Couch Booking or Rage Me and Red's channel to see part one of the tier list that we did of the most underrated wrestlers in WWE. We got extremely underrated at the top, then underrated under that, mentioned but not enough, somewhat underrated, and fake underrated. Then I added overrated for part two of it. So we're gonna get straight into it. I start first, Couch go second, then Rage go last. And let's get this out the way. Phil Brooks, overrated. He's one of the most overrated wrestlers in WWE. Since he's came back, his promos have fell off. I do give him credit for having the feud of the year last year with Drew McIntyre, but aside from that, he hasn't really done much on the mic. Like even in the War Games match, he didn't take any crazy bumps. He didn't do anything. The most memorable moment he had in War Games was him shaking hands with Roman Reigns. So the hype ain't been there since he came back.
Um, I think his return to wrestling since he's been overrated. I'm talking about as far as AEW as well. I didn't like his AEW run, me personally, and since he's come back, him and Drew McIntyre have had some good bangers and interactions. But I think that a lot of people rate him based off of what he did in the past, and you can't deny what he did in the past because he has some really good stuff. Straight Edge Society, Pipe Bomb, even when he was just a CM Punk with the long hair with the little Pepsi symbol on his arm. But now I think that he should be knocked down a peg. I think he's solid more so than the greatest. A lot of people say he's the GOAT. I don't think he's the GOAT. So I think overrated is fine, but I'll give him credit for what he did before. But now it's not the same.
I pretty much agree. I can't really speak for his AEW run as far as storyline. Uh, I did hear about the exit, and well, I'm not gonna speak to that. But as far as his WWE run, I agree. Of course, I do credit him for making up for the injury and not holding up the spotlight too much because he did again have the rivalry of the year in 2024 with Drew McIntyre. But I said before, even in that rivalry, he really hasn't had no. Since he's been back, he really hasn't had any good promo. Like I said, the only captivating promo that he had, I think it was around was it WrestleMania 40 or 41 when he was talking to Cody Rhodes and they faced off. Like that was I like that. I thought they was gonna go somewhere with that, but I think again, ultimately, I think his redeeming factor left in WWE as a heel run, and it because yeah, his work, his regressed, and his mic skills, in my opinion. So I agree with that.
Gotcha. Let's see. Let me get Grayson Waller. He is. I just seen him. He up way up more.
Oh,
Yep. Right next to Finn. To Penn Balor. Yep. I'm
yeah,
gonna
I see.
put Grayson Waller in. I'll just put him in underrated. Period.
Okay.
A lot of people try to you. People think the Miz is like the benchmark of cocky asshole heel. Grayson Waller don't got that type of Miz appeal. I think Ethan Page is a little bit closer if you want him to be the successor to the Miz. But I do think Grayson Waller, he was annoying as hell when he first debuted on the main roster, had his talk show, all that. Everything about him is annoying hell. Even his gear is annoying hell. It's ass, but if you think about it, that actually adds to the character. Like he's annoying as hell. And then if you wanted to make him babyface, that would be an easy thing to do. He could be like a not high Matt Riddle. Just take the boot, pour the beer in the boot, interact with the fans. You could literally do whatever you want with this guy, and he can go. But people just for WWE, everybody, people just don't understand that he does have that appeal. When the Miz is gone, somebody gonna have to step up. I think it's gonna be Ethan Page, but Grayson Waller is no slouch. If they wanted to, they if they really not gonna do enough of the Austin Theory, then put Grayson Waller over and just let him go and see what he could do. I think.
I'll go. Yeah, Grayson Waller. I agree. I definitely think he got potential on both sides as a heel and a babyface. As far as his talk show, yeah, he has a talk show. What was it called again? The Grayson Waller Effect.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, that worked in NXT. It worked on the main roster. As far as the rivalry, man, they gotta split them. They have to split them immediately first. I definitely want to see what he has capable as a singles competitor. I really haven't seen much because I really didn't see his NXT run, but I definitely think he got potential.
yeah, I agree with that. I wish they let him do his talk show more instead of helping build some feuds that way. All right, Red, it's on you.
All right. Uh, let me. Uh, well, I guess yeah. Give me Kevin Owens. He's right there under Joe Hendry, and put him at. Huh. Put him at Huh. Well, actually, nah. Replace that. Get Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes and put him at underrated. Put him at underrated. I think that yeah, he was the number one pick on SmackDown, number one draft pick, and his win loss. Not that I'm this type of guy, but his win loss record is atrocious. He's like, look at all the number one draft picks in WWE history, and look at Carmelo Hayes, and look at his NXT run. I personally didn't see much of it, but I heard great things. Of course, the hanging up the jerseys. Then he had Trick. Like, there's so much stuff you can do with him, man. Like, and they haven't really tried anything since he's been on the main roster. Like, he's just another guy on there, man. Like, maybe a change of scenery, maybe raw. Like, yeah, like they need heels, and Carmelo Hayes can get heat. Carmelo Hayes can get heat. He's not getting like, unlike these heels who on the main roster for the most part, he's not getting cheered. Like, he could get booed. Like, he's not really trying to get engagement. Only thing he got is Melo don't miss, and that's not really nobody really repeating that when he say it. So I think, like, again, Raw and SmackDown, well, both brands need. Well, I think he needs a change of scenery, and both brands need real permanent top heels. So I think he's underrated for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think it's three mistakes that WWE made with Carmelo Hayes. One was the fact that you picked him first and didn't have a plan to do anything with him. Like, I don't know why you make Carmelo Hayes the first pick. And we know that he's talented. And the second mistake is that he should have won the U.S. title.
Yeah, at
I
least a
forget
mid
which pay-per-view that
title.
was held.
Yep.
I forget which pay-per-view that was at, but that triple threat match, he would have been the perfect guy to win because he had great momentum at that time. So I don't get why he didn't win. Then the third mistake was he fought Cody Rhodes. It had no purpose. If Kevin Owens interferes and Carmelo gets to win, he gets the world title shot. He don't have to win it, but at least have him pin somebody of a high caliber like Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I agree. I think Carmelo Hayes probably had the easiest booking. There are some people who are new fans who've never seen MVP. You literally could have just did the same thing. You paired him with the Miz. Him and Miz could have won the tag team titles, had an MVP Matt Hardy type of thing going on, and then you could have picked whoever you wanted to be the baby face because the Miz has proven that as a baby face he was getting over with Shane McMahon. So it's not that difficult. So yeah, he definitely underrated by the company and the fans. They cape for him, but I don't think they really understand how cold this nigga was in NXT, bro. Like, this nigga is the greatest to me
What do you
still to
think?
this day,
You think
the
it's
greatest
designed
NXT
on
North
the
American
fans?
champion.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Now you good.
Do you think it's on the as far as the fans? Do you think it's his size? Why they not really caping for him? I mean, again, he get booed. He not really. But what you think? Do you think it's the disrespect with the fans too?
Nah, I just think he's just not booked enough for them to be exposed. Because when they did see him with the match with Andrade, that was helping him out a lot. And then him winning the Andre the Giant thing, people was really happy about that, even though that don't mean shit, to be honest. Because only Jay Uso is like the biggest beneficiary from winning and Braun Strowman. But I just think he need to be exposed a little bit more. If you could get nigga, I think I seen Shinsuke Nakamura on TV more recently than this nigga because the Miz apparently is about to be out. So I haven't even seen Carmelo Hayes like that for real.
Right.
Well,
But
well, Red might be right to an extent because some of the newer wrestling fans, they the ones that talk about hype as much because they probably don't understand the product. Now just getting into it. All right, but with this next one, where I saw this out earlier. I'm looking for Keith Lee. I know he's on here somewhere.
He got to be toward the bottom. Say I
I
don't know. I
got
see him. And he right there next to Kenny Omega.
See,
Next set, yeah.
yeah, Keith Lee. This one might offend some people, but I have to go fake underrated. Like a lot of people talk about Keith Lee as if Vince McMahon fumbled him, and I'm not gonna say he had the greatest main roster run, but even in AEW, he hasn't really done. He didn't do much anything. His biggest accomplishment in AEW was being a tag team guy, and it's unfortunate that he had health issues. So it's like he kind of can't help that. So prayers up to him. But I think the way that people talk about him, like I don't think you can really speak on it like that because it's just a hypothetical at this point. So we don't really know what could have been because he had health issues in WWE as well.
Yeah, I think the greatest thing he did was win the NXT and the North American Championship at the same time. Since then, he really hasn't done anything. Yeah, they gave him a bad gimmick on when he debuted as the Bearcat or whatever. That was he should have never did that. Paying homage, but that it didn't work out for him. But like you said, even in AEW, Swerve and Our Glory, Swerve really was the beneficiary more so of that than Keith Lee was anyway. So yeah, I think Keith Lee is definitely fake underrated for sure. Like I think people kind of hanging on to what he did because since he did that, he hasn't done anything. So and other people got health issues too. Not to put a light on it, but I mean, when he does have the ball, you're not doing nothing with the ball. So
Oh wow, this brings back memories to a great era, the NXT Black and Gold era. He one of those guys that oh this may have to be a video. He one of those guys that peaked there, like ultimately career wise, not just in NXT. Like Adam Cole, like we spoke. Is he on his list, right? Adam
Yeah,
Cole, right on that list for that very reason. I think he came in at a time where Triple H was getting a lot of indie guys, and at that particular time, the Undisputed Era was getting the kind of you had Aleister Black, Drew, who else? You had DIY. They already had their thing. They needed somebody, and he held the ball for a minute. He got two titles, dual champion, and like you said at the time, he had good matches with Karrion Cross. He had fire matches. I liked his Royal Rumble debut in 2020. That was good. I did like that. As far as his run during the pandemic, I didn't see it. Like what was the Bearcat? What was the Bearcat gimmick? I did know instead of his trucks, they put him on like overalls. Like that was a bad decision. I did know that.
nigga had a onesie on.
Yeah.
I'm like, I forgot what wrestler was named that before they were trying to pay
Eric
homage to, but
Lanslow,
nobody knew that, bro. That's why I'm like, bro,
the
people was like, what the hell is
Bearcat.
a Bearcat?
And he should have just well, wow. But and then in AEW, I really haven't heard of him. I haven't heard of him that much since he's been there. So yeah, he kind of peaked there. So anybody that's really stepping into him, I mean, it's up to him to update his resume.
fact, Rusev had a better AEW run, and that's terrible. Um, Let me get. Oh, I got two that I just thought of, but let me get the one. Let you right past them. Go back to Natalia. Go Nathan Frazier. I'm gonna put him in mention, but not enough. So I ain't never used to like this nigga, bro. I thought this nigga was just another. I don't like niggas that got that Tyler Bate type of archetype. I really don't. But once him and Fraxium or Axiom got together, they made Fraxium. I realized how cold he was. His old theme song used to be cold as hell. First of
Oh
all, he
God,
had
it was.
one of the only niggas that had theme
I
song
don't
with
know why they
words.
changed it, bro.
Bro, I still listen to that shit in the gym, bro. That shit is cold. And
You
he
gotta send me that.
to be a Seth Rollins disciple, he's actually living up to being a Seth Rollins because he could wrestle very similar to Seth Rollins, and that's actually a good thing. I would like to see what they're gonna do once Fraxium is done because we thought they were just gonna split up and but once they done, I think that they could do some what they were gonna do with Pete Dunne. I think they could do that with him. But he mentioned because of the tag team, but I don't think niggas really know like as a singles competitor, he actually way better than I thought. Because it's something about that look that I didn't like. But he ain't no Tyler Bate. That nigga cold.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. The Tyler Bate look. I guess you think. I guess you. It's that the NXT UK look. I guess. Yeah, they kind of the Zack Sabre Jr. look. Yeah, that. But I kind of got that a bit too. But again, you said the Seth Rollins, his disciple. Again, I like his in ring work. I do think Fraxium is a solid tag team on SmackDown, and even he got potential. If they, I mean, they don't got it no more cruiserweight division, but I think he got potential like being like a nice little heel on potentially. I like he very quick on the mic, just like he is on the ring. He ain't stubborn. He ain't really saying nothing like spectacular, but it's cool. Like he's flowing naturally, and he's wrestling good. So I think he is mentioned, but not enough on the SmackDown so far.
Yeah, I agree with that. His promos get straight to the point. I like that. All right, Red, where you want to go next?
Fake underrated. Give me Uncle Howdy / Bo Dallas.
I hit the top.
I wouldn't go put him at overrated because that's I don't think he's overrated. I just think he's fake underrated. I think he has had just like RP Bray Wyatt, he's had a lot of opportunities in WWE. Bo Dallas, Bo Leaf, still a lot of people forget that's still one of the greatest NXT championship runs. Probably one of the longest still to this day. Uh, but great NXT champion. It didn't translate to the main roster, and I don't know why. It did a little bit. He had a segment with Brock Lesnar. He didn't win any championships. It just didn't. I don't know. I don't know. Then it just kind of stopped there. Then they never, they never pulled the trigger with aligning them in the Wyatt universe at all when they were in the company together on the main roster together, which was so confusing to me. That was super confusing. What else? The B team was kind of it was he didn't do anything. He was just like a lackey. So after then with the Wyatt Six, I mean they're just now doing something which is good, but before this they lost to some guys that ain't even here no more. And I hope they win the championship. Well, no, I don't hope they win the championship tomorrow, but it would make sense for them to win the championship tomorrow. I mean, the Street Profits, like you said, Kai, they can get it. They can get it back. They got to run, and it would make sense to do something with them. At first, I was thinking that I still kind of well now they doing it. I'm hopeful, but I was thinking that Triple H was kind of booking Wyatt Six, of course, because that was a Bray Wyatt idea, but to to just how he booked something just to get it out the way, not really just really aspiring to do anything with it. But now he is, so I'm excited about that.
I agree with that. And I'm not the biggest fan of the Y6 or Uncle Howdy, to be honest. But I agree with that. Like, is he a wrestler or not? Because he can't just live off of just cutting promos. Like, is he actually gonna do something or
Right,
not?
right.
You know what? I'm actually disagree with y'all on this one. I would say he's
Hmm.
somewhat underrated only because he was in a lot of stuff, but it was most of the stuff he was in besides the Bo Leave stuff was absolutely terrible. But he himself stood out in it. Like the B team shit, he stood out the most to me. When Bray Wyatt came back and the Uncle Howdy shit first started, I feel like Bray Wyatt when he first
Oh,
came back that run wasn't good. The reason why that shit started to pick up because niggas like who the fuck is Uncle Howdy? These vignettes is and that shit legit looks scary and the Y6 only is working because of him. So I'll give him credit for the things he done, but I do agree that like he just he need to do more. I don't know if he need to be a manager of anything because he could because that Bray Wyatt impression he did before when he was with old boy Curtis Act whoever the fuck was in the B team like that shit was kind
yeah,
of
Kurt
cold
Angle.
too when they was feuding with Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, that shit was cold. So he could cut a promo. He might need to just be a manager and not wrestle for real. But I'll say I think people underrate what he can do in the ring though, because that Believe shit, he was wrestling, but they just put him in stupid shit a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was the Vince McMahon. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess it was the body, bro. I don't know why the Bo Leave stuff didn't work. I heard he had great heel work in NXT during that time. I was not watching. That was when it was on WWE Network. I really wasn't watching NXT that much back then when he was champion. But yeah, I kind of agree when Bray Wyatt first came back. The Uncle Howdy thing was intriguing, but he's been in the game for a minute, and I think yeah, he just got to do something. He got to do something, specifically him in the Y6.
Right. All right, moving on. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put Claudio on somewhat underrated, and I think he falls into the tier like underrated slash underappreciated. Because once he left WWE and went to AEW and was with Ring of Honor, him becoming Ring of Honor World Champion, he had a great run there. And obviously, people aren't watching Ring of Honor the same way they used to, so it's kind of going under the radar what he's been able to do. And I feel like now at this point, him being stuck in the Death Riders, that's only hurting him. And I feel like Tony Khan is kind of undervaluing him, so Claudio is great in what he does. He's great in the ring. But so I really, because I've enjoyed his AEW run for the most part up to this point.
I agree. I was gonna choose him next. I think that even as Cesaro, bro, I think people really overlook what he did. That was a very plain gimmick, and it still was getting over, bro. Like so much so that when he finally got a shot at the world title, like people was actually like hella happy that he finally got that shot. And like I said, that gimmick wasn't the most complicated gimmick ever, but he was able to get it over. And it wasn't like he was cutting masterclass promos. He was just doing such good in ring work, and the stuff with Sheamus with the bar and everything. Like everything he did, he was good at it. He just never got the chance to be a main champion. So I think he definitely somewhat underrated for sure.
Yes, I can't really, I can't really speak to his AEW run, but Cesaro and WWE, he was somewhat underrated for sure. I liked his from the very beginning, his I think he beat Santino for the U.S. title, and he was managed by Oksana. Even if since then I rocked with his gimmick. Uh, then you had the Real Americans. That was nice. Then after that, I remember him beating. He was just good in the ring, man. He had a presence to him. He had the look. I remember him beating the world champ Randy Orton clean on SmackDown weeks before WrestleMania. Then he won. He won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The first one that was a real moment with the Big Show. That was a real WrestleMania moment at that time. WrestleMania 30. Then right after that day, the worst thing ever, in my opinion, worst idea ever, and this probably hurt him. Aligning him with Paul Heyman, and that went absolutely nowhere because Paul Heyman is with Brock, who just beat Undertaker at the same WrestleMania. So unless and unless unless you trying to build a faction with them, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense, and that kind of then that put him back. Then ever since then, I mean, well, the Bar was not. Yeah, the Bar was the Bar. The Bar is one of the great tag teams of the 2010s. I must admit, the Bar was good. I did love the best of seven series between them and the New Day. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. And their Hardy matches. I did the Hardy Boys matches. I give them that. Yeah, they did hold it down in the tag team division for a minute. And his last run against Roman, I didn't see that. Like, what did y'all think about that?
Fire match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
What about the program?
Nice.
Like the whole rivalry.
The fans were behind it because it was unexpected that he was actually going to get a shot. Like he actually finally got a shot. So leading up to it, he was over as a baby face for sure. Like and then didn't he leave like right after that?
Yeah, because that was his last program, I think. But
Yep.
I really don't even remember the build up. I just remember them having a match.
Yeah, I remember the match more, but he definitely was over with the crowd. Well, not with the crowd, but he was over for sure with like fans online.
Okay.
All right, couch is on you.
Scroll down a little bit. I already know where I'm going. Next to Ron Killings, Queen Amanada. Go up, right on the same row with Otis. Sorry, extremely underrated. This is one that's very puzzling for me because when her if I'm not mistaken, her debut match on Dynamite was against Mercedes Moné. Or am I tripping?
I think it was.
Bro, that was a banger, number one. And then since then, I don't know what's been going on. Taking a lot of losses, hasn't had a title, built up as like very dominant. I would love to see her and Megan Bain have a match, and then now the non wrestling fans saying that she copying Stephanie Valkyrie's Devil's Kiss and Queen Amnata been doing that move. It's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like she's very underrated. People don't know how good she is because in AEW wins and losses actually matter. So they actually show the win loss record every time people come out with their entrance. So the losses have been hurting her stock, and she's visibly frustrated. You can tell after the match is like, I don't think that's a work, bro. I think she's tired of getting her ass whooped, just like Thunder Rosa is tired of taking losses as well. I think she would definitely benefit from becoming a TBS champion or go shit. Hey, she might need to go get a Ring of Honor belt or something because she way better than what she's being presented as currently. But I think they'll change that by next year.
I agree with that. And I think another thing that's hurting her is that she's on Collision more than she is on Dynamite. And people aren't checking out Collision as much because it's usually on Saturdays, or they change it to make it do it on Thursdays. Which I know why they do it on Thursdays. We're not gonna get into that. But her not being able to be showcased on Dynamite as much, it's like that's the time that people are watching you the most. So I don't understand her booking. And she was again, but I think they wrestling tonight. But she had a random match with her best friend out of nowhere. So if she loses again, it might be over.
Yeah, I definitely remember. you posting maybe a couple months ago uh couch videos about her, like posting like how good she is, and like how maybe a shorter how good her potential. And again, like you said, her stock kind of went down because I really haven't heard anything as far as AEW, because I do follow them on social media. I think right now she just right now, to credit them, they got a deep women's roster right now. Got Tony Storm, they got of course ladies. They just lost Mariah May, and they still got a deep roster after that. But yeah, just not even put a belt on her, just give her a story like everybody else got one. Like I'll involve her in that. Like involve her in whoever. Yeah, give her a TBS title or give her an ROH title or make a battle royal to make a new world championship contender or a tournament. I don't know what AEW do with tournaments, but yeah, like just give her some quick wins and try to do something with her.
It's back to you, Ray.
Okay, give me. Mm, ooh, give me give me JC Mateo and put him at overrated.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Where he is.
He's right. He's right. By J.D. McDonough on the end, the very right. I mean the very left. Right at the very left. Right. Kind of at the bottom. Yep. Right there.
So overrated. Jeff Cobb. Okay.
I haven't seen anything from this guy since he came since Backlash. The debut was surprising. It was a decent. It was a surprise. Uh, in my opinion, it's getting in the way. He coming like to the main roster got in the way of the Bloodline storyline. He did not need to be in the Bloodline. He could have went to NXT. He could have went to NXT. How he went straight to the main roster? How he got past the line and went to the main roster? I don't know. Maybe it's because of the somewhere resemblance to the lineage of the Bloodline. I guess I don't know. But since he's been there, I mean, he's faced LA Knight, he's faced R-Truth. That's pretty much been it. I haven't heard him talk. His body language, he's not a red belt. Like Triple H got this, man. Triple H still on this. He's still kind of got that NXT black and gold booking still. Like he kind of like getting them guys that he heard that was there in the past, like because Jeff Cobb been in the game for a minute, but he ain't really been. I've never really heard of him, and like as far as promos, like I can just look at him on the camera, but like he don't really look like he really been in a lot of like entertainment shit. It's really been like wrestling based. I really think he just ruined, like he's misplaced in the Bloodline storyline, and I haven't really seen anything that impressive of him thus far.
Yeah, I definitely gotta agree. And I don't want to. It's too late to be mad, but Jeff Cobb, that's a whole different story. And the reason why you haven't heard him talk is that he can't cut a promo. He can wrestle. That's what he can do, but he ain't even looked impressive since he'd been here. So I'm like, you insert a random Filipino dude into the Bloodline story and think that's supposed to make sense. He don't have no connection to them. So I don't understand it. And he could have went to NXT. He would have been a perfect opponent for Obafemi. Like, I don't care if he's 42 and his biggest accomplishment is being a tag team champion. So he should have went to NXT.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he should have went to NXT for sure, but apparently they got another Samoan coming through. But yeah, I haven't seen anything of Jeff Cobb, but I'm not impressed with JC Mateo either. So I don't. It don't make me want to go watch a Jeff Cobb match, to be honest. And he probably was good, outside of WWE, but they put him in the wrong position. He could have went to NXT. He could have been the Bronson Reed at NXT, even though he's younger than Bronson Reed. But he don't really got a place because Solo versus Jacob is about Solo versus Jacob, bro. And then when the Tongas come back, bro, I would have rather them just waited for the Tongas to come back and put them
Right
back with
now,
Solo.
Yeah.
what they do when they come back?
hmm They turn face
Jeff
and
Cobb,
join Jacob. Like, what you gonna do?
Jeff Cobb was good in New Japan, but this ain't been anything similar to that.
The Tongas was getting over too, bro. They got hurt in the war games, but damn. Well, nah, Lower did, but why? I don't know what happened to Tama Tonga. Why he ain't been on TV? Did he get hurt too?
He got hurt after.
Uh,
Yeah. Mm-mm.
who you got, Ed?
Trying to see where I want to. You know what? Selena Vega. For Selena Vega, I'm gonna go with. mm, I'm gonna go with mention, but not enough. I think more people recently have started to recognize what Selena Vega can do, but a lot of the arguments against Selena Vega is that she is a small wrestler. In reality, we're watching a TV show at the end of the day, so I don't think her size really matters. And a lot of these women aren't super tall to begin with, but she is good at ring. I think the U.S. title reign, it's had its moments. They haven't been the greatest, but it haven't been some terrible reign either. But she's did some solid stuff in her reign so far. So I put it in the mention, but not enough.
Yeah. You already know. She definitely the size argument for women is the stupidest argument in the world to me. Because one, y'all don't know the heights of these individuals. Bianca Belair is not no damn 6 footer, not 5'10", not 5'9", not 5'8". So I don't know what people are looking at. And like these are women, bro. Like I mean, they 5'2" and up. That's what I expect a woman to wrestle at, and it makes logical sense because they don't do that for the niggas. Rey Mysterio could beat 30 niggas in a row, and that's apparently that's fine. But I think Mike Skills. People want to talk about the botch. Everybody has a botch, bro. Like it happens to the greats, bro. Everybody got one mistake, and that's the only mistake people will ever point out. Now all of a sudden she's a botch queen. So it's just the fans for real. But for the fans who actually paying attention, bro, she's having a decent United States Championship run. Hopefully, the match with her and Julia, we get something good out of it. Even if she lose, I still think it's a success, and she got what she always wanted out of being in WWE. So she finally got that singles championship, and she's the first ever queen of the ring. That they gave that to her for a reason, bro. They could have gave it to Piper. That would have made logical sense.
Well,
So
yep.
hey,
Uh, yeah, mentioned but not enough. She's been in the game for a long time, man. Yeah, been in the game for a long time. Her return to NXT with Andrade. Her mic skills. That's when she came back. She wasn't even again. She came in not a wrestler like into WWE at least. I mean, I know she was a rosebud and stuff. I don't know how. She didn't really have a run in NXT though. But yeah, I mean, yeah, she didn't really have a wrestling run in NXT. Yeah, she was just a manager. So then she comes with him on the main roster. She really just became active not too long ago. I think, of course, everybody got botches. I think that was a little overblown. But they do it. She took out Chelsea in the Hurt Service now, or the Secret Service or whatever. Um, Now she's got a program with Julia. I think she should win this. To I don't think Julia should win just yet. Maybe they have a longer rivalry. Maybe some chicanery behind her win, but I think it's something to more to her as a wrestler and a character. They should have used her. They should definitely. They don't use her size enough in the in ring or in programs, like they should really go to that. It's really like 50-50, and it's like, okay, these just all right, we need some like, all right, Zelina, she is. Why it really don't matter, but we need to like we can make it matter, like just like they do with Rey Mysterio. Like you can make that. Rey Mysterio all wrestle. He always wrestle like that. Zelina don't wrestle like a small guy. She just wrestles like a luchador. I mean, well, I guess they don't. I guess most luchadors are small though, anyway. But I guess they can just do more with that. And yeah, that's what I think about Zelina. I agree. Am I next?
Couch you next.
Hmm. Let's see. Ooh, I got a good one. Go, Buddy Matthews next to Daniel Bryan. Nah, you was right. Go all the way right to the top.
Uh,
Yep. I'm gonna go underrated for sure. For sure. I thought he was nice even as a disciple for Seth Rollins in that story with Dominic's sister and all that. I think Buddy Matthews proved in WWE even as cruiserweight champion. I think all his career he's been pretty damn good. And I like Buddy Matthews a lot. In AEW, he has some great singles matches. I thought the House of Black was super duper over like at they start and when they became the trios champs. And I think he was a big part of that. But now, people talk more about him being married to Rhea Ripley than his skill. But listen, she not the only star in that relationship, bro. Buddy Matthews is cold as hell for AEW, and once he get back from injury, and he finished the match, and he was hurt. He got injured during the match, finished the match. So once he come back, he gonna be nice, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
ready
go
for
ahead.
Buddy Matthews. I'm ready for him to come back. I feel like he's been having a good run in AEW, and I feel like he can keep going that way once he do come back.
Yeah. I think he. I definitely think he. Yeah, I definitely think he underrated. He had a run in WWE. In totality, starting in NXT, he had a decent NXT. Well, I mean, I wasn't. I do know they. Well, in terms of all time great, I don't know, but they had a run him and Wesley Blake as tag NXT tag champs for sure, with Alexa Bliss too. Um, then of course he comes to the main roster in the cruiserweight division. I did like that. I enjoyed that. The disciple with Seth Rollins. That was a good rivalry for sure. The tag match with him and Rey Mysterio and Dom in his debut match. That's big for him. That was a big moment. He didn't win any championships outside of the tag titles, I believe, on the main roster, but and a cruiserweight championship. But I think he had a good run in WWE for sure. And as far as AEW, I think he's been pretty consistent, just like he was in WWE. So he kind of been even on both tokens. So I agree that he underrated.
Ray, just on you now.
Let me get. Mm, I got a couple. Damn. Mm, let me get. Let me get Penta at. Uh, we get Penta at fake underrated, man. I think I said it before. Say it again. He's losing a lot of matches. Like, yeah, he's lost a lot of matches since post WrestleMania, and he really don't cut no promos like that. Like, they don't do segments anymore. I do enjoy his entrance, but he just lost to Braun Breaker, and they been facing off a minute. They faced off a minute since they WrestleMania match quite consistently, and I don't remember him winning any of the matches. Um, I think he needs to prove himself, like as far as what he can do as a character, because again, we already got a lot of luchadors on the main roster, and he kind of getting lost in the shuffle. So it would be best for him to like try to branch out and do something a little different.
I wish I wish they just let him do more promos. Like you still have like at the end of the day, you still have 30 to 25 minutes you're not using on Raw. So him using 5 of those minutes to cut some promos and build some stories, I'm gonna be mad at that. Like when he first debuted, like the stuff he was doing was good to get him established in the mid card. But like the Dominic feud, I feel like that kind of flopped, and it's like I just didn't enjoy that. And then the matches ended the same every time. And the Braun Breaker stuff, he just dragged it. So it's like, yeah, so I can agree with that.
I think, man, just give the people what they want, bro. Give Raw a tag team that they actually need, bro. Just give us the Lucha Bros and keep it pushing. I mean, he has some good matches, of course. I mean, he can wrestle, obviously. But if y'all not gonna let him cut promos in Spanish backstage, or let him cut promos in Spanish, like when you debuted that promo he cut after his first match. I mean, I didn't know what he was saying, but it was good, sounded good. The crowd, and it was in front of a Hispanic crowd. So either utilize him to the best of his potential, or utilize him to help even elevate AAA even more and do something over there. So, or just make him a tag team. I think the tag team is the route to go for sure.
Yeah, if it yeah, separate. Somehow, yeah, if they do a draft, they got to put them on the main roster for. I mean, on the same roster first. Then maybe preferably, yeah. What's his Yeah, maybe he could go. Not Ray Phoenix. Yeah, maybe Ray Phoenix can go to Raw, and they can build up the Raw tag team division. AAA, I think him going to AAA is WWE giving up on them. He got to be in a tag team division and preferably on Raw. They gotta make a story with these guys. Why? I mean, he gotta look. Of course, he got the interest. They gotta make stories with them. Make the Lucha Bros. Make them a tag team. Then split them. I mean, of course, they was trying to get Ray Phoenix. I know they was. I mean, we kind of expected Ray Phoenix following up after Penta signed, but him going to SmackDown was so odd, bro. They put them on separate brands for what? That was just a layup right there, and they haven't done that yet. So I think he just cut. He just stuck like, and again, these losses keep sticking up on him. So that's just going. It's compiling, and I'm losing interest.
He he can't go to AAA because they sent Los Garcia's AAA. So Los Garcia's there, and the Lucha Bros can't be there.
Facts. And they just won a championship. Like they, yeah. Why would they? That's basically like why would that's a demotion in his. Like he literally just got signed. And Chad Gable in his case, I mean, I know. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it though. Couch, I remember. I know you just brought this up in one of your recent videos that he's over, he's over. He's a luchador though. Like I guess it's a little passe, but why not? Like I mean, these are. I mean, what do you think about? What do you think about? I don't think you mentioned this though. What you think about the winning the tag titles? What you think about that?
Nah, that's straight because they wasn't gonna let them win the main one. So I think that helped them and AAA out because it brings more eyes to people watching AAA. And Los Garza, they was primed to get the tag team titles, and they actually feed into the story of Santos Escobar being disappointed in them, but they just got to bring back to Andrade trying to recruit them. That's what I want to. I want to see that story play out and see what they do because they can do something good with that.
Yeah, but yeah, the Chad Gable thing, I'm 50-50 on it. I mean, Chad Gable, he getting over. Why not? In my opinion on that. And with Penta, that's a lose-lose. It's a lose on WW. It's a lose in Penta, and it's a loss for Triple because the WWE guy that's I'm pretty sure getting paid a lot, getting the phone up there. I'm sure to get booked and pretty prominently. So yeah, that's when these partnerships get kind of weird. So Penta got to step his game up because after post WrestleMania, it hasn't been looking good. He got his first loss came against a cool Dominic Mysterio, and it was so flat. Like his losses is not monumental. Like, not saying everybody's supposed to, excuse me, not have an undefeated record, but he losing to Finn Balor in tag matches and he getting pinned. Like, nah, that can't happen.
But to wrap this up, we are gonna get one more pick. This might be a bit controversial, but Nick Nemeth, I'm gonna put Dolph Ziggler, whatever you want to call him, I'm gonna put him in overrated.
Oh man,
Okay.
But hold on, he didn't have a good TNA run. His TNA run been solid, but he didn't really have a memorable world championship run. Like the most memorable, like the Joe Hendry feud was good, but the most memorable part of it was JBL being involved. So I don't see how. I don't really think he was fumbled by WWE. I think he reached his max ceiling. I don't know what else you could have possibly did with Dolph Ziggler. Like he did what he could. He had a good run, and I understand his frustrations with WWE not acknowledging him. I understand that, but he had a good WWE run. I don't think he was somebody that WWE fumbled. And then after losing the world title, he came back and went after the tag title. So I don't even get the logic in that story. You lose your world title, you don't even go and challenge for the world title again. Because TNA gives wrestlers a rematch clause. So I think that's just dumb booking.
I think he lived up to. I think he lived up past his potential. Because what people don't realize is, out of the Spirit Squad, they wanted Kenny Dykstra to be what Dolph Ziggler became. So I'll give him credit for world champion, IC titles, stuff with AJ Lee and Big E. He helped get Big E over. Best, I think if not one, definitely top three best sellers ever. For sure, and then not a goofy looking selling, like actually selling the move, not on some goofy shit. They over exaggerating. I don't know, overrated. I'll say that I think that people are trying to put him into a box that he's not in. He's a guy who had a solid career over the Zack Ryders, over the Kitty Dykstras, over the Teddy DiBiase, all them niggas that they would try to put him in. He's levels above them.
All
Niggas.
them,
So
yeah,
I'll
all them
say that.
guys that they tried to push in the mid 2000s, he got out. The John Morrisons, the Miz's, even the Miz's. Yep. Yeah, I disagree that he's overrated. I definitely think he's an overachiever. He's an overachiever. I don't think he's underrated, if anything. Um, Again, even before the Spirit Squad, he was dead in the water, bro. Like he was a caddy to like Chavo Guerrero's Kerwin White, which got canned due to Eddie Guerrero dying. So again, he came out like the look in '09, that blonde hair, bro. That was a different look. That was a different look, bro. And then hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler thing. Like I remember that was pretty interesting. He just going around introducing himself. That name was crazy as hell, man. His first match was against I think I don't think this was his first match. Nah, he always stood out. He had a highlight match on Raw against Batista. Of course he lost, but even then, like I think that was a sign then that they could have did something with him. And then he went to SmackDown. People, no, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Dolph Ziggler Intercontinental Championship run in like '09, like that Intercontinental Championship run in 2009 was lit. You had John Morrison, Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler was in that too, and he had a good match with Rey Mysterio. Well that was at the next year's SummerSlam, but he had and then bragging rights. Daniel Bryan, IC champion versus the US champion. People forget about that. That's a great match. He was having sleepers back then before he was, and then of course the Vince McMahon paired him with Vicky Guerrero, the top heel. He got a world championship run. He won it in a healing. People don't count. I don't know why people don't count that world championship run. He won it in a healing fashion. The spear was banned. Edge hit it. Dolph Ziggler was the champion, but they kind of I don't know why they put it back on Edge so quickly. Edge the main eventer. We gotta have a question about him putting over talent. Because he beat Alberto Del Rio too. Facts. Right. He didn't even own God. He beat that same following that was going into WrestleMania. Oh God, that Dolph Ziggler was not involved in WrestleMania at all. I don't think that WrestleMania 27. I don't even think. But Money in the Bank. I don't think he's underrated at all. TNA run. I think his run kind of conflicted with Joe Hendry. I guess that's why his world title run wasn't that great there. I think he got out. He's one of those guys that, and he was one of those guys that they wouldn't put. He liked the Miz, the Miz, Morrison, and Ryder. Those guys that they wasn't pushing. Kenny Dykstra, who else? Matt Morgan, Ted DiBiase.
Jackson, he got a better run than Jack Swagger too.
Jack Swagger, oh God. Jack Swagger, like they were pushing Ezekiel Jackson. They were pushing guys before Dolph Ziggler, so I don't think he's that's cool.
If Cody never came back, he would have a better run than Cody. Think about that. And you can still kind of argue. You can still kind of argue that shit if you want to.
Facts. Jeez. Wow. Okay. I got you. I gotta go with it. I gotta go with it now. That was a good pick, Ed. I see.
Right,
I'm gonna end this one simple now. You go back up. Right. Second row. Put on for the ladies, man. Go to Candice LeRae.
I did. Yeah.
Put it underrated. Candice LeRae she's already entered it in her career, but she is in Natalya territory. Basically, when you need somebody to go put on a good, nice little match, you call Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae added a little something to Tiffany and Nia's dynamic. It helped progress the story a little bit, not that much, but it was definitely needed. Now DIY, they was already assholes and good heels, but she adds a whole nother layer to that. In NXT, Candice LeRae, they call Johnny Wrestling Mr. NXT. She is arguably very close to that black and gold, like 2016 era. She was definitely up there, even without winning the title. She was having banger matches. She was killing it, the War Games matches. When she turned heel, that shit shocked everybody. And the shit they did with The Way was one of the most over stables in NXT at the time with Austin Theory, Indy Hartwell, and Johnny Gargano. So I think Candice LeRae definitely don't get enough credit. Like I'm not saying she's fucking the nicest in the world, but she's definitely like the Natalya of the black and gold NXT era for sure.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I do agree with that to an extent. She definitely she's been consistent. She's been her entire tenure in WWE so far. NXT. The way I do remember the way I did hear about them. The stepsister with Indy Hartwell. That was pretty cool. Adding her to the wide base. That should be way longer. They could have added that. They could have added that with the Motor City Machine Gun, somehow elongated that rivalry maybe, but now she's there, which is good. And I kind of yeah, she is the Natalia somewhat, but like this is her. This is I want to see what they do with her in DIY. Like she could possibly be like in some of these matches. I know they just had a TLC match. She may can have like a leader spot because like just like Chelsea Green, she has been in intergender matches before. We know that spot against that famous viral video of her taking the lumbar check from Cedric Alexander back in the day. But she can I like her in DIY right now. So I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. I rate last pick.
Uh give me Sami Zayn and put him at overrated. Sami Zayn, I think outside he hasn't he's been the only guy maybe now yeah. Hmm. Yeah, now when you think about it, I really just have to think about that. Yeah, Sami Zayn really he's been the least beneficiary out of this entire bloodline storyline. Not even the people just in the bloodline storyline, the rivals. Everybody in the storyline has benefited more than Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, in my opinion, hasn't really had a like individual great run as a singles guy into the pandemic, and before that, of course, the little I think his best work is as a strong heel, bro. Like the days of him, the underdog from the underground, that's over. He's not that guy anymore. He is not that guy anymore. He is WWE establishment, and unlike his counterpart Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens don't Kevin Owens is not. Kevin Owens is far removed from the Indies. Kevin Owens is far removed. He don't try to keep his, and that's the same thing. Like that's a similarity. That's a similarity. Him and CM Punk have similar. They kind of had. They want to have this. They still want to have this relationship with the independents or the IWC or the independents rather. It's kind of interchangeable, but they separate at the same time. Outside of that, he been stagnant as hell with his bloodline stuff. So and now with Karrion Cross, like he's worse off than he was back in 28. Back in Johnny Knoxville, that was a great match. That's probably one of his. That's the great. That's the second greatest celebrity match of all time. No Bad Bunny, no. Johnny Knoxville had a better match than any Bad Bunny, in my opinion. In my opinion. In my opinion. Maybe, but that was the second greatest celebrity match outside of the Floyd Big Show match. I think he's worse off from there. What y'all think?
Sami Zayn a bitch. I agree.
I think Sami Zayn best shit is when he was doing the conspiracy theory thing. We thought everybody was out to get him and shit. That was probably the most entertaining. His NXT shit, he was putting on good matches, but his character was hella plain. Like that shit was plain as hell. But once he actually started doing character work, his shit got a lot better. But I still think he is overrated. That nigga not know. I don't understand the comp. The only comp with him and Kevin Owens is that they homies and they had matches together. He is. I don't think he nowhere near fucking with Kevin Owens to run. I don't know what niggas be talking about.
Yeah,
I
and
think,
it all
I think another thing, looking back at it, I'm glad you brought his NXT run because his NXT run for all the hype, and this is why. But for all the hype he had coming into NXT, because I remember it, his NXT run was because I think he was like outside of. I mean, I guess it was cool. I mean, that was early in the NXT, but when Kevin Owens came, he overtook it. He overtook like Kevin Owens took his spot, and then I think, but what I was getting to my point was one of the they didn't want to identify him as El Generico. They completely gutted him. Like he wasn't El Generico. Like Sami Zayn, he got the same attire, everything, but no mask. They
yeah.
took his mask off. Like
But in
imagine
all
El Generico, not Sami Zayn in NXT.
but in all seriousness, though, Sami Zayn, he's a good wrestler, but nothing he does really makes any sense. Like how is he going to a story with Gunther as the underdog when he claims that he's main evented WrestleMania last year? Even though it was night one, you still claiming that you main evented WrestleMania. You shouldn't be an underdog. That don't make sense to me. And if it's not for the bloodline story, he probably in those releases. He probably with AOP right now in Cancun. He probably if it's not for the bloodline story, his career is over.
Yeah, what you think about that, Kyle? What you think about him being the least beneficiary from the blood and this here whole bloodline thing? You think he just got stuck in the mud with that?
They did shit. They did him a favor, low key. I kind of don't really know why they put him in it anyway. It's really one of those because from an
It just so happened to
entertainment
work.
standpoint, yeah, you didn't need him to be entertaining. The Usos was Usos trying to make each other laugh was funny as hell as well, and then he started doing it too. I think he got saved. They literally had nothing else for him to do. They said, let's just see if this work, just to see. And they just wanted to have multiple people for like the Survivor Series stuff and all that. So I kind of get it, and it helped with him having a relationship with Kevin Owens. But yeah, man, the only thing he benefited from is when he actually did turn face out of the bloodline and won the tag team championships. But since then, he's the only one that hasn't had a singles title is since being in the bloodline because Solo did have the North American Championship, so that does count. Everybody else had a single. Well, Jimmy, man, niggas know Jimmy wasn't getting shit, but shit, even Jacob got a fucking singles title before that nigga. So
Thanks.
And then the
Even
thing
the
is,
songs
even the Sammy being there, it added a different element to it. But I don't like this narrative that he saved the bloodline story. He didn't save it. He just added a different element to it.
I didn't agree. Nah, I don't agree with that at all. Nah. Even the fact that low key after the Roman match at Elimination Chamber, I kind of knew where it was going. Then after that, yeah, after WrestleMania 39, he should have been done, bro. Like he should have been done with the bloodline. Period. He beat him. He beat the Usos. Like I don't know how him and Jay got friends. I guess it was because of Drew. Yeah, I think it was because of Drew. But the whole friend stuff, they did. He kind of low key. I don't think Triple H ever. I think Triple H favors Kevin Owens over Sami Zayn too, because I think Triple H is booking him. Sami Zayn had a better run of the Vince McMahon than Triple H, in my opinion. Triple H is another. This is crazy. This is a Triple H guy, but I don't think Triple H ever saw Sami Zayn as a star. And Vince McMahon was booking Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens still had a good run under Triple H too.
Yeah. And before we get out of
I
here, let's
think they
not forget.
both prefer Kevin Owens over Sami Zayn.
Yeah, let's not forget Triple H turned on Seth Rollins for Kevin Owens in that fatal four-way for the Universal title.
Right. Right. Facts. Facts. He sure did. Yep.
But with all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to everybody's channel. Go to Black Talk Booking, Brave Man Red. Subscribe to our channels. Leave a like on this video, comment, and share for others to see. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.